All right. Oh, live. We're live today. All right, guys. Having a good time already before the show starts? I love it. Love it. Hey, we got a nice show coming up, and you're going to enjoy the entertainment that we found this particular week. And I got a couple of things I want to talk to you about about what's going on in the industry right now too, just to let you know. And if you don't know what's happening, then we don't work. So we like to let you know where the shows are, what's going on. Hope you had a good time at the shows you've been to, and we'll try and touch base on quite a few things before we bring on the entertainment, and we'll go from there. We got a couple of dancers out there today. Okay, yeah, we do. Okay, all right. All right. We got plenty of room here now. There's plenty of room for dancing. Your girls can do your splits and everything now. It's not a problem. Anyway, we talked about pet peeves the other day, and I know that there's so many people that they complain and then they never say anything, but I call them keyboard cowboys. They're on the computer and they're banging away what's bothering them. Then if you talk to them in person, you say, "What about? I don't want to say anything." So we like to use this as a platform. If you got a complaint about something, bring it up. If something's bothering you, bring it up. And it's not that I'm going to go out personally. I'll tell you now, I'm not going to go personally and find out what I can do to do it. But you never know who's watching the show. Somebody may be able to help you. Somebody may be in a position to correct that problem. And, we can go from there. Anything from potholes to anything that you want. So anybody out there have any pet peeves, any specific thing that bothers you? What a crowd. They never have a problem, this crowd. Who? Speed cameras. Oh, slowly I turned, step by step. The speed cameras is definitely an issue here. And I tend to think that I've heard it before, and I believe that's the problem. The island has been pretty much, when Donald Trump ran for president, and I'm not saying one way or another which way I'm leaning or anything like that, don't get me wrong. But when he ran for president, Staten Island was the only borough that carried him. And now the Democrats, the Democrats that are in office, it seems to be all of a sudden we're on the short end of the stick. This has always been what we call the forgotten borough. And, when you got people, we got people like Borough President Vito and, people like that who fight for you every day of the week. And sometimes they just walk into a brick wall. There's got to be something else that's going on out there. And you can't go 10 feet on this island without getting another ticket somewhere. These cameras. One time I went down, I was dropping my mother off. She had dinner at my house for Thanksgiving. And I was driving her back to the house, in South Beach where she lived. And I went through the light, not even through the light, but I went through as the light was changing at Newdorp Lane and Richmond Road. And I got the flash. I said, wow, there's a camera here, $50, we'll pay the $50 and then, I'm coming back, I'm going the other way. Flash, bang, I got hit again. The same light. I said, how stupid can you be? I'm saying to myself. But now they had the cameras on both ends. They got one in Huguenot where they got the camera right, maybe about 30 yards past the light. Now, when that light changes, everybody hits it and they take off. They got you coming 30 yards off the light. So they know where to put them. They know how to catch you. They know all the bad spots. It's really terrible. I remember one time at the right here on the South Avenue entrance when you get off the expressway. There was a way where you could get on at Richmond Avenue, and you couldn't cross over to get over the Goethals Bridge. So once you got on, you were in a lane that now could take you to the outer bridge, but you couldn't cross over to the Goethals Bridge. Now, if you wanted to go that way, how do you get there? I guess you would have to find another entrance, another exit, and try to go through there. But they were sitting, waiting for you to make that stupid move that you would have to go over to that lane. It's entrapment to a certain degree, but I don't believe it's the police department. I just believe that there's a lot of setups out there. So, that's a pet peeve of quite a few people. I hear it all the time. And I always warn people when they come out here, to visit or they come out for some reason, be very, very careful because everywhere you go, if you don't have Waze or something like that, which warns you that there's a camera, you know, you're in trouble. They're going to get you. So, and Waze is another story. That's my pet peeve. Waze will take you to people's backyards. You could have a hot dog while you're driving around. It doesn't take you directly to where you want to go. It just goes, every time you do it, it takes you the furthest way that you could get to where you want to go. And it's really annoying. And you're paying money, you know, for something like that. You know, it's crazy. I have, you know, I've had every one of those things. I've got Star Trek, Star Search, whatever the hell it is, you know, and you press the button, and you know, and they tell you when they want to go, and then you get somebody sometimes that don't speak English, and that's another situation, you know. Where do you want to hit? I want to go to such and such. Okay, well, you take this street, you go that way, you go down, you go up, you go under, you go around, you know. It's nuts, and I'm not complaining about, you know, any kind of Spanish language that you see all over. God bless, it makes it easier for a lot of Latinos that are moving into this country. But I want to know, once in my life, when all the Italians were coming in this country, did I ever see a sign that said no smoking or exit? Or did you ever have somebody press a button and say, if you speak Italian, press number 1? You know, never had all that. But my grandparents got through it without a problem. They didn't smoke anyway, so it wasn't a problem. But you'll see non fuma and everything. You know, it's crazy. You want peeves? I guess I opened up this topic for myself because I got so many things I want to complain about. We don't have enough time because I told you we got great entertainment tonight. But is that it? Anybody else have something that they want to bring up? No? I keep bringing up mine. You want me? I'll keep bringing mine up. I think I mentioned one. You have one, Sal?
Yeah, well, but I want to just start out real quick, reminding people that this program could be live streamed anytime they want by downloading the Community Media app. And just go to the App Store, type in Community Media Staten Island. The app will come up. You download it. It's free. We're on what they call the entertainment channel. You can see this program and the previous 5 programs that we did are up there. Your concert from back in August at Midland Beach is up there, and it's very easy, and you can see whatever you want.
Good.
Okay?
Good.
And let's see who's going to talk. We'll start off with Harry. You want to start
I'm
off?
I'm glad to see that your pet peeve is my show. You know?
I got a pet peeve too.
We got Harry Gross back there. What do you got, Harry?
You notice all these 25-mile-per-hour signs?
Right.
They're hidden, the cameras are hidden in the trees.
Yes.
And I'm from Queens, and let me tell you, they're getting money galore there.
I know.
Because cars are flying right by, and they're getting ticketed.
Stop
and they're
signs, too.
probably $150 a pop. So watch out for those 25-mile-per-hour. They run 24 hours a day, not only during school.
Right.
So be alert.
Absolutely.
I got 2 shows coming up.
Shoot.
I'm just happy to be back. It's been a while. And this is the best crowd. Staten Island loves the oldies.
Right. Absolutely.
We just did a show, Chubby Checker, at the State Theater last week. We have a big show on the 20th of April at the State Theater in New Jersey, in New Brunswick. 60s rock and roll revival. Jay and the Americans. The Grassroots. Gary Lewis and the Playboys. And the Brooklyn Bridge. That's a big
Nice
60s
lineup.
show on April 20th.
Nice lineup.
And then we got a show that's a little out of the way up in Proctor's Theater, which is in Schenectady, New York. We have Sunday, the 12th of November in the afternoon. We got 4 original lead singers. We have Bobby Miranda and the Happenings, Jay Siegel and the Tokens. We have Mr. Staten Island, Vito Picone and the Elegants. And we also have Barbara Harris and the Toys. We have Kid Kyle coming back. He hasn't been around that much. And then we're bringing from Las Vegas, the Bronx Wanderers are going to join us. And I added a local favorite because I think he needs exposure outside. Vinny Medunio is going to join us as well. That's Sunday, November 12th, Proctor's Theater in Schenectady, New York. Thank you, Vito, for keeping all this alive.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Vito. Thank you for the opportunity again.
Hi, Linda.
I just wanted to say, I know everybody loves Staten Island, but if you come to New Jersey, I'm a New Yorker. We do not have those speed things.
cameras.
The cameras, they don't allow it in New Jersey. Somebody sued something at some point, and they don't have cameras.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's great. But anyway, I had a booking on Saturday with Robbie Schumacher and his mom at Reggiano's, which was great. And he'll be going back there soon. I don't have the date yet. Coming up on November 17th, I have Just Friends in Z2. And then the next day, I have a booking in a little restaurant in Monroe, which isn't that far if you all want to make a trip, called Antonio's. And Robbie Schumacher is going to be there with his mom. He puts on a great show. Everybody loves him. He's adorable. And I hope people can come out and support the shows.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Vito. How you doing?
Yeah, Carl.
I'm just going to be doing a show on November 19th at Lobster House Joe's out here on Staten Island again. And I'm sharing the bill with Ed Gaudio, who actually was with the first Johnny Maestro tribute band. He was the lead singer. If you really want to hear somebody who sounds like Johnny, that's kind of, saying a lot, because Johnny was incredible. This guy, Ed Gaudio, is the guy. I know you know him also. He's got a great voice. So it's November 19th, Lobster House Joe's, for Sunday from 12 to 3 in the afternoon. Hope you can make it.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Vito, I just want you to know that when Harry announced Proctor, I
Right.
told him to save the best for last, Vito Picone and the Elegance, and he didn't do it. All right? Just want you to know that. Anyway, I have couple of announcements for two good buddies of mine. Joe LaRocca, who couldn't be here tonight, he's got two shows. The first one's Saturday, December 16th, at the All Saints Church on Victory Boulevard. It's a Christmas show. He's got Tommy Lynn, the Mellow Kings, and Bob Kulick. Doors open at 6 p.m. and $60 a ticket, $60 a piece. And this show is a Toys for Tots show. So anybody that's coming is urged to bring unwrapped gifts for the kids. Saturday, February 3rd, Joe has a Valentine's Day special show. Also at the All Saints Episcopal Church. He's got the Tercels, John Scupoletti and the Reactions, and Stiletto and the Sax Band. Also $60 a ticket. Doors open at 6 p.m. for that as well.
Beautiful.
And now for my good friend, John Scupoletti. Boy, this guy's getting a lot of work. I don't know. Friday, November 10th, La Focaccia Restaurant in Levittown, 8 p.m. John is there with his group, The Reactions. Monday, December 4th at the Old Bermuda Inn. John is there solo, 12 noon, for the McKee Alumni Association. That's also a Christmas show, $70 per ticket. Friday, December 8th, Il Posto Italian Restaurant in Bergen Beach in Brooklyn. John is there with The Reactions, 7 p.m. start. And Saturday, December 9th, at the East Islip Town Hall in Long Island, 4 p.m., John is also there performing with The Reactions. Thank you very much.
I want to say thank you, Michael. I give you the money later. And I want to apologize, Vito. I told Nicky to come, and then he showed up. I wanted to say, I forgot to talk to you privately. Joe couldn't make it because he didn't want to leave his missus alone. And hats off to Joey LaRocca, he's helping keeping us all busy. And thank you, Vito, for the opportunity to tell everybody where we're going.
You know, Harry Gross, where are you, Harry? You talking about pet peeves, and you said you were from Queens. I have a pet peeve about Queens. If you ever go to Queens and they give you directions, this is what the directions will sound like. You go to 35th Avenue, make a right at 35th Lane, go over to 35th Boulevard, continue until you see 35th Highway. I never in my life seen anything like that. In 35th Place, 35th Place, 35th
Drive, lane, street, avenue. Yeah, only in Queens.
I swear, that's what I said.
When I moved there, I got lost all the time. And it took me about a year to figure Woodhaven, Sunnyside, Elmhurst, Corona, Rego Park, a mess.
Well,
a mess.
we have names of towns here too. It's the streets that get me. There's everything you could put behind 35 or 31 or 20 or whatever. They find a way to hook that up somehow. 35th Lane, 35th Parkway, 35th Avenue, 35th Boulevard, 35th Street. It just doesn't end, you know. But I guess you people have been doing that your whole lives, so you're used to it, you know. Anyway, that's about it. I think we covered just about everything at this point. Has anybody been to a show in the last month that they'd like to talk about? Something they've seen? I love this stay-home crowd. You guys must watch a lot of television. Okay, all right, that's it. Why don't we get a couple of tunes up before we bring the entertainment out? We got some dancers out there? Where's our Rockettes? We got the Rockettes out there? Oh, yeah, Johnny come lately. After I completely went through everything.
I have to tell you, I was with Chris Montez and Brian Hyland the other day, and they said to say hello to you. They did a show up at
Yeah, the sound's not on up front here, but
it's on. Can you hear me?
not on. No, it's not on the speakers.
Hello. All right.
Nothing.
Okay. Well,
No, you're going through it. You're going through the script.
All right. I was with Chris Montez and Brian Hyland the other day. They said to say hello. We did a show up in Easton, PA.
Oh, okay.
So everything was
Yeah,
great.
Chris,
They said to say hi.
I'll be with both of them. Matter of fact, in
cruise.
February we're going out on a cruise together.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Great guys too. Yeah. Unfortunately, Brian just moved to California, so I
Yeah.
don't see him that
No,
often.
Well, Brian moved to Florida now.
Florida, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Right. So okay.
Well,
I just said to say hi. That's all.
thank you. Thank you. All right. Now, where's the dancers? Where the Rockettes at? We got a couple. We got 3 or 4. Is that a yes? All right. All right. Well, let's do something by the 4 Tops then. We'll get you up there with the 4 Tops. Do something like that. How about Can't Help Myself? I think that's what we got. Can't Help Myself here. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? We don't want to play the music till he sees the dancers. Is that it? All right. That's it. I gotta bring some dancers in here to add to you people, so you don't have to feel alone. Stick around for the second song, too. All right?
Tied to your apron string. when I see my baby. What do I see? Poetry, poetry in motion. Poetry in motion, walking by my side. Her lovely locomotion keeps my eyes open wide. Poetry in motion, see her gentle sway, or wave out on the ocean. Could never move that way. I love every movement. There's nothing I would change. She doesn't need improvement. She's much too nice to rearrange. Poetry in motion, dancing close to me, a flower of devotion for all the world to see. Oh, 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 poetry in motion, see her gentle sway, or wave out on the ocean. Could never move that way. I love every movement. There's nothing I would change. She doesn't need improvement. She's much too nice to rearrange. Poetry in motion, all that I adore. No number 9 love potion could make me love her more. Whoa, 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 whoa,
He's been working around an area in the New Jersey and Pennsylvania area for quite a while now, even though he's only 24 years old. But you're definitely going to be entertained, and the guy's got a beautiful, beautiful voice. And let's bring him up for you right now, ladies and gentlemen, if we could. Let's see, where is he? Zach Taglioli.
Hey, folks, give it up for the Statinettes right there, the Statinette dancers. Well, it's so nice to be in Staten Island. It's so nice that they charge you $15 to get over the bridge. Is that more? But it's so nice to get out of Jersey for a little bit and be in the Staten Island area, New York area. But without further ado, here's a song that, gosh, I've been singing since the age of 14 when I started doing all this music. Song is After the Lovin', Engelbert Humperdinck. So I sing you to sleep after the lovin' with a song I just wrote yesterday, and I hope you can hear what the words and the music have to say. It's so hard to explain everything that I'm feeling. Face to face, I just seem to go dry, but I love you so much that the sound of your voice can get me high. Thanks for taking me on a sun. Thanks for turning me into a someone. So I sing you to sleep. After the loving, I brush back the hair from your eyes. And I love you so much that the sound of your voice can get me high. But I know that the song isn't saying anything new. But after the loving, I'm in love with you. So I sing you to sleep after the love and brush back the hair from your eyes. And the love on your face, it's real and it makes me wanna cry. And I know that my songs aren't saying anything new. But after the loving, I'm in love with you. I said after the loving, I'm in love with you. After the loving, I'm in love with you. Thank you very much. Now imagine a 14-year-old kid singing After the Lovin'. What did I know about After the Lovin'? I thought they were talking about the love between a mom and a son or a mom and a daughter. It wasn't until college came along that I knew what After the Lovin' meant. This next song is a song that has some relation to New York. It was one of the biggest musicals of all time, from one of the biggest musicals, jukebox musicals, that set the way for so many other musicals that depict these oldie songs. Aren't they just the greatest songs, ladies and gentlemen? The musical is called Jersey Boys. The song is Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. And if you know it, sing along. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Pardon the way that I stare, there's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, then let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Come on, baby. If you know, sing along. And if you don't know, then you ain't from Jersey, baby. I love you, baby. And if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the
Can't take my eyes off of you. You be like heaven to touch. I wanna grab you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Here we go. And if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm my lonely night, oh baby. Trust in me when I say, take it away, girl.
Don't let me down, I pray, oh pretty baby. Now that I found you, stay, oh baby.
Baby, trust in me when I say, oh pretty baby.
Don't let me down, I pray,
I need you, baby. Now I found you, stay. Let me love you, baby. Let me love you. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
can't take my eyes
Can't take my eyes, can't take my eyes off you.
can't take my eyes
Can't take these eyes, can't take my eyes off you. Well, this next song that I'm going to do is a song that is one of my signature songs. I think every singer has one, although this wasn't written for me. This was written for a gentleman who, gosh, I think he's from maybe the 50s, 60s. His name is Johnny Ray. Not many people know who Johnny Ray is. I never really knew who Johnny Ray was until I heard this song. And after I heard this song in one of those old mobster movies, when the guy was like, leave the gun, take the cannolis, I knew that this was going to be a song that I would sing for the rest of my life. Johnny Ray, Cry. If your sweetheart sends a letter of goodbye, it's no secret you feel better if you cry. When waking from a bad dream, don't you sometimes think it's real, but it's only false emotion that you feel. If your heartache seems to hang around too long, and those blues keep getting bluer with each song, just remember sunshine can be found behind the cloudy sky, so let your head down and go on and cry. If your heartache seems to hang around too long, yeah, those blues keep getting bluer with each song. Now just remember, sunshine can be found behind the cloudy sky. So let your head down and go on and cry. Thank you so much. Are we doing one more? Do we got time for one more?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Time? Okay, so this song, I don't know where I heard this song before, but this was a song that I just fell in love with. It's an oldie, it's a goodie. Here's kind of a new arrangement of it, done big band style. Song is called Town Without Pity. When you're young and so in love as we, and bewildered by the world you see, those in love will only know, those in love can only know what a town without pity can do. If you stop to gaze upon a star, people talk about how bad we are. Ours is not an easy age. We're like tigers in a cage. What a town without pity can do. The young have problems, many problems. We need an understanding heart. Why can't they help us? Try to help us before this clay and granite planet falls apart. Take these eager lips and hold them fast. Oh, and love and try to hold them fast. Why can we keep love alive? How can anything survive when these little minds tear you in two? What a town without pity can do. How can we keep love alive? How can anything survive when these little minds tear you in two? How can we keep love alive? How can anything survive when these little minds tear you in two? What a town without pity can do. Well, it isn't very pretty. What a town without pity can do. When these little minds tear you in two. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, thank you.
Grab a seat, buddy.
Hey, Vito, how are you?
All right, kid. Beautiful.
Thank you so
Great,
much.
great.
Thank you.
A lot of power in them lungs.
Yeah.
I call them young lungs is what I call them.
God bless me for sure.
Oh, God. Hey, a little quick story on A Town Without Pity. I have a bittersweet memories of Town Without Pity. We were signed with United Artists at the time.
Okay.
And Don Costa, who was Frank Sinatra's arranger, and Paul Anka's arranger, and he had called us up. He asked me to stop up his office. He said, there's a movie that we're going to be putting out, United Artists is going to put out, and it's starring Kirk Douglas, and we would like you to at least try and do this particular song, and then we'll see if we'll use it, in the track. And I said, all right. He says, but the only problem is that we don't want to do it with the Elegants, And I didn't want to leave the group at that point. We had just come off a record, and we were very successful at the time. And I had no intention of leaving the guys that I grew up with. And I passed on it. Wow. And he gave it to a young kid that they just signed with, was Gene Pitney. So I lost Town Without Pity. And, and unfortunately, I don't think I could have done it as well as he did it anyway. But
And now I'm doing it on your show.
Well, like I said, I'll pull the knife out of my back in a second. But no, but he did a great job. And Gene became a good friend of mine down the road anyway. But that's when we were all signed to United Artists at the time. So, and let's hope to God that maybe someday you sign with United Artists.
I hope. That's a dream.
I mean, it's there. I mean, you got all the tools, and you're young enough, which is really important. So. I would definitely. I put my money on you.
Thank you so much.
Let's see where we go with that. How about it? How'd you like that? Didn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great. Why don't you give us a little background on yourself?
Sure. So, I'm a Italian Irish boy from southern Jersey. Grew up right outside of Philadelphia, 30 minutes from Philly, 40 from Atlantic City, and my father's Italian, my mother's Irish. And there's a lot of food always on both sides, so that's always a good thing. And I grew up, particularly my father's side, with all the great American songbook songs, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., the list can go on and on and on.
Sure.
We know them. And I started just singing to the records, to the CDs at that time. They weren't records, they were CDs. And I eventually started singing around the house. Actually, my mother said you came out of the womb with a set of lungs on you screaming, so that was you singing. Right. So I think I was blessed with great lungs then. But I sang around the house, and I was always performing all the time. I used to do little things where I would make tickets up and tell the family, come sit down. Wow. We're going to be doing a thing. And I would stand right on the mantle, and I would do different things I saw on television. Right. And then my parents were like, well, we got to give him some acting lessons. So I got acting lessons at 5. Did a lot of stage stuff, doing community theater and whatnot. And then it grew from there to elementary school, then to middle school, and then the high school was when I really started finding a love for big band music.
Oh, yeah.
All of that stuff. So I went out, got the jazz vocalist part in the jazz club, and was doing that for 3 years, and then doing acting everywhere I could during the summertime, even the wintertime, the spring musical, and doing band and jazz band on top of that, and then also having vocal lessons. And then it just kind of grew into something where someone saw me one time and said, why not put together a little act and do it in a restaurant? And I'm like, I can do that? I can get paid to sing, and I don't have to sing in front of my family? When they hear me, they're like, not again, we heard you sing that song.
And eat.
And eat, yeah, yeah, and eat some good food. So 14 years old is when I started taking it serious.
Good for you. I mean, you have to be able to, the common words they say is pay your dues. But the bottom line is you have to start, first of all, loving it. Yeah. Second of all, more importantly, you have to have the tools to love it. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you got to go after it 100%. There is no 50, 60%. If you want to do it, you got to drop yourself right in the water and learn how to swim.
Absolutely.
I made my first record, as they know. I made my first record. I was 14 years old. Mm-hmm. And by the time I was 16, we had the #1 record internationally. And those things don't happen that often.
They don't.
So I'm still thrilled to death with that, and I'm running 65 years with that hit record. We're still busy busier than I was when I had the record.
Yeah, you were just down in Wildwood.
Yeah, we were
we
in
were at
Wildwood.
Fox
We were
Park.
in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Every week we've been somewhere. We're on the Malt Shop cruise coming up this weekend, and that's another thing. We'll be with Four Tops and just about everybody. There's about 30 acts on that bill.
Yeah, I heard there's entertainment galore throughout the entire ship.
Too
Always
much
happening.
entertainment. Like I said, they're overlapping each other. People you see them running down the ship to get to the next
Yeah.
theater. Boom,
Yeah,
boom,
oh, this
boom.
person performing at then, let's them.
Yeah,
go.
right. Nah, but that's great. Where are you going to be in the future that people may be able to see you?
Yeah, so like I said, a lot of stuff is down in South Jersey. And down the Jersey Shore, I'll be at Joey M's on November 10th.
Right.
That's a great spot. He loves all the oldies stuff.
Joey's-
Bobby Rydell used to go there. God rest his soul. Frankie
Avalon.
and Fabian. The list goes on and on and on. That's where I met you down there. And then the biggest thing I have coming up is at Resorts Casino in Atlantic City. We'll be doing Sinatra's second birthday bash there with a 22-piece orchestra, Ed Vizino, Jim Ward Orchestra, starring Michael Martocci. My brother from another mother, Brandon Tomasello, will be on that show, and I will be doing a tribute to a gentleman who was a friend of yours and became a friend of mine in his later years, Bobby Rydell.
Oh, well, yeah, sure. God,
Yeah.
great. That's great. Yeah, I miss Bobby. I mean, that was the one thing we had. You said you're Italian. The one thing we would always talk Italian to each other, and it was funny, And those of you that know how to speak Italian, we were in Iowa with 17 degrees below zero. We did the anniversary of the Buddy Holly plane crash. Matter of fact, I'm going back there in February again, February 1st. Because we were on the tour right before Buddy's plane crash. We were together for 30 days, and as soon as I walked in, Bobby had icicles on his. He had like a little fuzz hair. He had icicles hanging off here, and he looked at me and he says, "Paisan, fa nugazza de freddo," he said. Yeah.
He was always funny.
Oh God, no, and I love
Always
Bobby.
with a
Bobby
joke.
and I had a lot of times, good times together.
Great times.
The one thing, but Joey M is another trip. I mean, I love Joey. I know Joey 1,000 years, and he's got a restaurant. If you ever go down to Wildwood, you go to La Piazza Cugina, which the food is out of this world.
Yes.
And I think Joey bought that restaurant so that he could sing in his own restaurant.
Yeah.
Because he's constantly singing. You'll be eating your macaroni. Next thing you know, he's singing. He's up on stage.
Exactly. And everything says Joey M. His license plate on his car, and then when you look up at the marquee up there, it says Joey M.
M's.
everywhere.
Right.
But I really have to owe it to Joey. He brought me down to Wildwood, and that's where I got a lot of my bigger fan base was through there, because I was always up in South Jersey. And how many times can your friends and family and loved ones come and see you? So
Well, now
I owe it a lot
you're
to
in New
him.
York a little bit. This show is going to air. We've got about 80,000 viewers in Staten Island itself, just this show. And then we just went out on YouTube, like he mentioned. YouTube picks it up now, but we're now in streaming. So this thing is going to go all over the world at this point. So you'll be in Italy one day with this thing. Somebody's going to see this.
And they'll say, we saw you on the Vito show.
Right.
You were so good.
We'd like it to bring you here.
We like to bring you here, eat, and you can tell I have never missed a meal.
Yeah, we love it to bring you here, but you got to pay to fly over. We give you the food, but you got to fly.
You got to fly. You eat so much.
Now, we were supposed to be in Italy during COVID, and of course everything got canceled. But and then after that, I don't want to be flying 18 hours, whatever the heck it is, back and forth, all that nonsense. So I passed on it this last time. And Spain, the same thing.
Well, everything got so crazy after COVID. I
Yeah.
mean, even the entertainment business, I was booked. The biggest I was booked was right before the pandemic happened. And then everything got shut down, and I didn't know what to do with myself. And I drove my family crazy because I love to talk, I love to interact with the people. And they said, you know what, go on Facebook Live and start singing there.
Absolutely.
And then I gained an even bigger following through that, and it kept the chops up too.
I must have said this 1,000 times. They're probably tired of hearing me repeat myself. But I had a booking agency on Broadway for close to 30 years. And I booked everybody there was to book at that time, during that span.
Yeah.
And I had a sign made up and had it behind my desk. and it said, if you don't appear, you disappear. And that's the God's honest truth in this business. You have to be any way you can, do anything you can, because if people don't see you, they're not going to hire you.
Exactly.
So if you don't appear, you disappear.
You sure
I used
do.
to have a lot of other signs, but that was for my ex-wives. I used to put them up there all the time.
I don't have no ex-wives. I have ex-girlfriends.
Oh,
so.
trust me, you don't need you don't need the other stuff. The ex-girlfriends, you don't have to give them a check every week. You know? No, but that's. Hey, I'm so glad to see you.
Vito,
and,
this was really
I
nice.
tell you, this has really been a pleasure. I met your father. I met your grandfather. Matter of fact, when I introduced you, I started to double talk a little bit because I went automatically into my Italian accent. You know, so I almost made you like Taglioli.
Taglioli, the silent G. Taglioli.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, Taglioli.
Yeah.
But I went right to the old Sicilian. I went right there. Boom. There he is now, Zach Taglioli.
Taglioli.
Well, aglio olio. That's my favorite food.
Oh yeah. Pasta fagioli.
That's it. Oh, I could eat aglio olio all day long. Aglio olio is listen to this, goil and ugly. It's all garlic and oil, But we used to toast the breadcrumbs and put them on top. Pasta mudiga, the way you got to eat it. That's the way to eat it, So, I get that's how I got this. You can't. Very difficult to lose this. It's okay when you're young.
Yeah.
But
You work out a
after a
little bit.
while, it doesn't want to go away. I tried everything. I just, but it is what it is. I grew with it now. We got something. We have a clock on the wall that usually tells us how many minutes or seconds. And every time I watch the clock, and I figure I got to rush and say something, I get one of these here,
Yeah,
and number 9
drag it
spaghetti.
out.
They're stretching, So I don't pay attention to the clock now. But is there anything you'd like to say, or anything that? What's your favorite songs? And I know. Oh yeah, by the way, when you mentioned that song before by Johnny Ray, that was 1954 or 1955. It was right in that wheelhouse. Johnny Ray was a big fan of mine. He was deaf, had a hearing aid, and he sang the little white cloud that cried, and Cry, of course, was a big record.
Yeah.
And he did. I'm getting 4, 2, 1.
We're having so much fun up here. When you put two Italians in a
That's it.
room, we talk.
I don't care. If we would have had Pinochle deck, we could have played Pinochle here while we're doing it. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Zach Taglioli.
Thank you.